Okay, hi families. Thank you for joining us for our online virtual information sessions that typically would have been given in person at our shark preview weekends, but we're still going to make sure you get all the information that you need for your future sharks. So my name is Brooke Stevens, your designated parent coordinator. This information session will talk about our residential life and housing. So Justin Smith is the Director of Residential Life and Housing, and for their mission, residential life and housing. Really, their goal is to foster that student success and university community, and they want to make sure they create a sense of belonging. So NSU is truly going to become a home away from home for all of our students. For our incoming freshman students, they'll kind of have two options of the residence halls that they can choose from to live in. So the first one is Leo Goodwin Senior Hall. This is all first year students. And just a few features of this: 24/7 front security desk, laundry facilities in the residence halls. There's also a computer station in the lobby, study rooms, of course a mail room, of course Wi-Fi and all of that is included. But they also do have a community kitchen and lounges. And this is an alcohol-free community because this will be all first year students coming in. The typical style of this room is 3 students to a room. Every student has their own bed, their own desk, and their own form of a closet. And then there is one shared private restroom in each of the rooms. So the room rate for the triple style room is $9,240. And then that does include the meal plan. So you'll see here, $1,595 is the declining meal plan balance per semester. So how the meal plan works is just a declining balance. They can use at all of our food options on campus. Typically, it is just enough for our students, and they will roll over that meal plan balance from the fall into the winter semester. But come the end of May, that meal plan balance, I recommend they use all of it, or the leftover funds will be donated back to NSU. For our residency requirements, we require all of our undergraduate students between 0 and 48 credit hours to live on campus. So typically it's a student's first 2 years they will be living on campus. Tri-county students, so those that live in Broward, Miami-Dade, or Palm Beach counties, do not have to live on campus. They can commute to campus if they'd like to. The other exceptions, if you are 25 and older, if you're a veteran, or if you're married in a domestic partnership. So as long as, if you're coming from outside the Tri-County area, you're an incoming freshman, you're typically going to live on campus either in this building or the one I'm going to talk about next. So the Commons Residence Halls. This is also home to our first year students. And then it also will specifically be home for those students who are offered the Razor's Edge program, the Fischler Academy, and the Huizenga Business Innovation Academy. Please note for Fischler and the Huizenga Business Innovation Academy, there is not a housing requirement. So if you are in the Tri-County area and your students offered the Fischler or Huizenga program, they do not have to live on campus. However, they will have a priority housing space available to them if they want to. The Razor's Edge students, these students do live on campus for all 4 years, so they kind of live and come in as a cohort of students. So they will all live together within the Commons their first year, and then their second year, I believe they will be living in Mako Hall together, which I'll talk about in a little bit. Essentially, all the Razor's Edge students will live together, but it's important to know that they can intermingle among the Razor's Edge students. So for example, a Razor's Edge leadership student could live with a Razor's Edge research student. So within the Commons living, it is a suite style living. So this can either be 4 single rooms within a suite and then 2 private shared restrooms within that suite. Excuse me. Or the other option is 3 single rooms and 1 triple room, and then again 2 private restrooms shared within that suite. Okay, so the room rates will kind of vary in this residence hall. If you are living in that triple room within the suite in the Commons, that room rate is $9,440 per year. And again, that includes that $1,595 mandatory declining balance per semester. But if you're in that single room within the suite style, that room rate is $13,070. So that's for the total year. And again, this includes the meal plan as well. So of course, other features with the Commons Residence Hall, again, 24/7 front security desk, laundry facilities, recreation rooms, study rooms, internet, cable, all that stuff is included within this. There is also some classrooms located in the Commons Residence Halls, and then the Commons is home to our Office of Residential Life and Housing. One thing I'd like to point out too is that within all of our residence halls at the front desk, right, there's a 24/7 security desk. So during the day, it's typically maybe a student worker, but no, from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m., it is either a public safety staff member or maybe even a Davie police officer that will be there. Now, Mako Hall, this is our brand new residence hall. It opened up in August of 2019. Our students expressed that this was the kind of live-in they wanted, so we gave it to them. So the Mako Hall, typically reserved for our juniors and senior students, but this residence hall is full apartment styles. So it has an in-unit dishwasher, in-unit washer and dryer. It's got a big, large kitchen with a nice island. This can be comprised of either studio style, 1-bedroom apartments, 2-bedroom apartments, or 4-bedroom apartments. What's nice about this one too, it kind of features a package locker system, because we know our students, of course, they might not want to get their packages from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. They might want it later. So our package locker system allows them to get their packages any time of the day. Because the students in this residence hall do have a full-size kitchen within each apartment, their mandatory declining meal balance is lower. So it's about $450 per semester for that meal balance. Now, in every residence hall on campus, we have area coordinators. These are professionals, either master's level or above staff members who supervise our RA staff, and then they also usually have a graduate student that assists them too. So they are responsible for all resident students in their buildings, responsible for maintenance concerns, and they act as a great resource for those students in their residence halls. They do serve in an on-call capacity 24/7. Then our resident assistants, these are really the student leaders that are in the residence hall. So each resident will be assigned a specific RA in their community. So they kind of serve as peer advisors. They have extensive training. They do a great job at creating community, but they also respond when crisis comes around, group mediations, maybe roommate conflicts, dealing with that. One thing to know about that too is within your first 2 weeks at NSU in the residence halls, every student and their roommates are required to create a roommate contract that they should hopefully be abiding and maintaining by these rules that they set up in place for one another. But we have our RAs and then of course our coordinators to step in if that mediation needs more. But really, the RAs are a great source of information and a support for our students. They do serve on after hours for weekend and holiday on-call rotations as well. Please know that our RAs, I think, have one of the best packages available. So our RAs, their room and board is completely covered, and they also get a bi-weekly stipend. So after a student's freshman year, they are eligible to apply to become an RA if they'd like to. And then for the housing contract process and other office information. So the 2020 to 2021 housing contracts are now live. They are due by May 1st. So you'll need to submit the housing contract and submit a $500 deposit prior to May 1st. This is all the information for the housing website, and please know your admissions counselors will do a great job reaching out to your students about the next steps. But for right now, if you decide to come to NSU after you submit your enrollment deposit and you want to live on campus, or you have to, you'll submit that $500 housing deposit and contract by May 1st. After that point is when the actual room selection will take place. So throughout the month of May, your student will be assigned a specific day and time where they go in and select the room of their choice. They also will be able to match up with any roommates that they want to. Please know this process does not take place until May, and please have your students check their NSU email account through their online Shark portal. It's called Shark Link. That's their online student account on the portal, and on there they'll be able to see everything they need possible, including their email address. Please know that all housing information will begin going to their NSU email account. So make sure they're checking that, and sometimes throughout the month of May, they will be given a specific day and time to go on and select their housing, match up with roommates that they might want, and then we have Facebook and social media groups that they can join in, follow on if they want to find roommates that way as well. Okay, so here's all the contact information for our residential life and housing. You can follow them on Facebook as well, but all their emails are on there and their phone numbers. If you would need anything, have additional questions. Something that's a common question for me that I get during the parent sessions is about hurricanes. So, I mean, I came here from New York, so when I first moved down here too, I had plenty of questions about what do we do in that case, because I was not used to it. So especially for those out of state, I understand your concerns. For those Floridians, you're probably like, we got this, no worries at all with the hurricanes. But what's nice to know about hurricanes is luckily they typically are slow moving and we know ahead of time, right? So we can track it and monitor it and make the best decision as things change and as things occur. So if any hurricane is categorized as Hurricane 1 category or higher, we do evacuate campus just out of the utmost precaution and safety for our students. We highly encourage our students to either go back home with their families or stay with other family and friends in the area. You'd be surprised how many students do make friends and then they go with their roommate to Orlando, where they're from, and stay with those families during that time. So we highly encourage them to leave campus if a hurricane is coming. However, we understand if they're unable to, that's okay too. We do have a shelter that's actually on our campus that is equipped to handle a Category 5 hurricane. That is in our Center for Collaborative Research Institute. So in the event that we have any students that want to stay during the hurricane, we will evacuate campus if it's Category 1 and higher, and then we'll have residence life and public safety professional staff stay with our students in that case. Okay, we prioritize safety during that moment. So that's what we do during hurricanes. And again, luckily, we know they're coming and we can track them and monitor them and make the best decisions possible for our students. Okay, if you have any more questions concerning this, please feel free to reach out to myself, Residence Life and Housing, or your specific admissions counselor. You can always email me at parent@nova.edu.